Hello, friends. Welcome to Level Up with Debbie Neal. I am your host. There is nowhere I would rather be than right here, right now with you. This podcast is all about leveling up in all aspects of our lives. Thank you for being here. I am so grateful. I'm excited to be on this journey with you. Together, we are leveling up. You ready? Hello, my Level Up family. Happy, is it week before Christmas that this is coming out? I'm so excited. I love the holiday season. And I am going to talk today about something I'm really, really passionate about. Why? Because I love Christmas, I love the holidays, and I love the industry that I'm a part of. So I am going to be talking about how to create fire in your network marketing business. Now, one of the things I love so much about this industry, no matter what company you're a part of, you want to go to the compensation plan. I always want to let people know you can go to see what's typical. You can go to see what's average. You can go to see what's probable, but you're tuning in today with Level Up with Debbie Neal. So I always want to teach you of what's possible. We have 2 weeks to truly make this a December to remember. So first, I want to start off with the overwhelming amount of gratitude I have for my incredible industry. So when I think of the industry that I'm a part of, network marketing, I think of the ability to work on my own time. That's priceless to me. That's one of the things that's so great about this industry, but you must have like the discipline, right? Because now when I started my business, when I say work on my own time, you guys, I worked all the time. All the time. And let me tell you something. To some people, that's not attractive, but there's like this meme, or I put it on my story yesterday, like you're never going to miss out on what's going on socially when you're doing something that's lighting your soul on fire. So the topic of this is how to, I even forgot the topic. It's like how to set fire to your network marketing business. So I worked it on my own time, but if I was awake, I was building this. Nobody told me I had to. That was a choice. So work on your own time, be your own boss. That's a gift, but also think about that. Do you want to be a boss with high standards, high level of excellence? What type of boss do you want to be? So be your own boss, work the business into your life, not your life into your business. Now, you guys, I made tons of sacrifices. I still make sacrifices. I said no to a lot so I could say yes for so much down the road, but you do have that choice. But I will also tell you as a tip, don't make those sacrifices too early. Don't give yourself the choices too early, right? Make the sacrifices so you have choices. Merit-based. I love a business that's merit-based. What does that mean? It's effort-based. You can't compare somebody else's results because you don't know the effort they're putting in, the time. I can remember starting my business, hours I would practice my presentation. Hours. I wasn't waiting for somebody else and do it for me. I was taking complete ownership. If I was awake, I was talking about my business to people. Why? Because I was passionate about it. Because I wanted to build a business that lit my soul on fire. I wasn't looking for hobby. And that's the great thing about network marketing. You can build it as a hobby. Most people do. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, I'm so grateful for everybody, whatever they want out of it, right? But for me, I'm talking about what I'm grateful for, merit-based. It was awesome. Effort-based, personal growth. Gosh, I didn't know that I said yes to personal growth 17 and a half years ago. I was like, this business makes sense. This industry is amazing. I looked at what was the averages. I saw what was possible. I read about the people. I was like, this is brilliant. But I didn't realize who I was going to become. I didn't realize that. You're talking to somebody who never read a personal growth book in her life before she started this business. And then all of a sudden I was like, and honestly, you guys, in college, I was one of those students who read the Cliff Notes. I didn't even want to read a book. If it didn't light my soul on fire, I didn't want to read the book. And now I love books. I love growing my mind. I love podcasts. I love trainings. So ability to grow our leadership. I'm so grateful for that because no matter what you do in life, I believe, this is my belief, no matter what you do for a living, everybody should be building a network marketing business because the person you become in the process is the actual gift. It grows my leadership tremendously. The community. So when people say, "Are you doing one of those things?" You bet I am. And it's like, so I think about the community. I am surrounded by like-minded people who think outside the box, people who are positive, people who are uplifting, people that want to serve. If you're really successful in this industry, you're serving others, you're leading others, you're giving of your time, you're giving of your gifts. Being surrounded by like-minded people brings me joy. Becoming more. Like, I'm so grateful that I found the vehicle to become more, be the person we're meant to be. And honestly, just like I said, my feeling on network marketing is that every single person should build it. It teaches us so much about ourselves. I really thought I was good coming into this. I'm like, I'm good. I'm disciplined. I'm successful. Like, I'm good. You know what? I always say this, kind of like building a network marketing business is like, you have to like be so vulnerable. Like sometimes I feel like I'm swinging on a flagpole naked, and then I'm like, oh my God, I'm so exposed. I'm so vulnerable. And then I grow through the next lid. I've got like all my clothes on. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, the next thing, because it's it's not just, yes, we sell products, but why do people want to buy from you? So it's becoming that next version. We grow people. And when we grow as people, we build the ability to help other people grow. So just about all companies, are running amazing sales. They're running amazing incentives, right? And so the incentives are great, but they're not the secret to what builds a network marketing business. You are the secret. You are the secret sauce. You're building your brand. So it's your energy, your conviction, your commitment, your level of service, your level of love, your vision, your level of belief, vision, passion. The sales, so when we're selling products, that's a direct selling part of our business. So when building a network marketing business, we sell product. I'm always looking for incredible people who want to do this business with me, and I teach them how to sell product. But if our mindset is only sales, okay, which is the foundation of what we do, but if it's only sales, right, then we don't really know the big picture. And I know I've shared this story a ton of times, but it may be new to many. I did not start building my business with social media. It didn't exist. There were no stories. There were no Canva images. There was no way to sell other than in person. And yet we crushed it. We crushed it. And not because in person is better than social media. We crushed it because our focus was sharing the business over and over and over again. So what was happening is, yes, we were selling products, but we were constantly expanding. And then instead of just me selling products, I'm teaching Sue how to sell products. I'm teaching Jill how to sell products. I'm teaching, other people how to sell products. And so we keep expanding. We sold tons of product because we were in tons of activity. So we were sharing products at events. We were sharing products at business launches. We were sharing products at product presentations. And that number kept expanding because we kept enrolling over and over and over again. I love to build people. I love the gift of this business. So it's like, I would go out to dinner with my kids and be, can you please can we order before you share the business with people? And people could view that as pushy, but I was just so excited. Each new person that you share this business with opens up an entirely new network. We didn't care what the incentives were. Now, don't get me wrong. We love incentives when things are on sale, or maybe that, this comes free, but we didn't really care. We knew that there was such a value in joining in the business that we didn't really care if it was discounted. We also knew there was such a value in the products. And this is the time of the month that the direct sellers and network marketing professionals are separated. And there's nothing wrong with it. There are many people that are directly selling products. So what that means is they're just selling product. They love selling product. They don't want to build. They don't want to coach. They don't want to train. They don't want the leadership piece of this business. And that's fine. Sometimes they never want it. And sometimes it develops over time. So when you think about average in this business, they will think that after an incentive ends, like let's say there was just an incentive and it ended, that they kind of reached out to everyone that they already knew, they already sold at a discount, and they're kind of thinking how do we reach out now and have someone pay regular price, right? So I'm going to say this with so much love. That comes down to belief. Do you believe in what you have? Do you believe in the value of your products? Because that is the most important question. Do you believe in the value of the opportunity that you have? The only way to grow to the top of any company and beyond, right, is not only you selling, but expansion and teaching others how to do the same. Not only do we expand our teams, but the real goal is that we get to expand who we are. We expand our belief. We expand our vision. We expand our goals. We expand our leadership. We expand our sense of urgency. I was obsessed to grow to the top level. I saw what was typical. I saw what was average. I saw what was possible. So you want to know the real reason why I was obsessed? Because I wanted to have the influence to look others in the face with conviction and say, you can do it too. And until we do that, we might always lack a little bit of conviction, right? How do you grow to the top levels of whatever company you're in? Well, it starts with leading with urgency. You set a goal. I love beast mode. Like get into beast, like get excited, put energy behind that goal, because the sooner you hit it, now the ceiling is lifted for your team and they know, wow, he did it. She did it. I can do this too. So who are the next 4 people, 5 people, 10 people that you're going to share this business with? How many people have you shared your heart with this month? And I stress that because sometimes we mention it, we say it on the lowdown, we're like, oh, by the way, right? But shared your heart with. How many people have you shared your vision with, your level of urgency with? Have you let people know where you're going? Because remember, duplication isn't a little thing in network marketing. It's everything in network marketing. If somebody joins you because they see you sharing products and they think, wow, I really want to do the same, that's amazing. But they're never really going to understand the magnitude of the possibilities until you really paint it for them. Selling the products is the foundation of our business. But it's up to us to cast the vision of growth, the vision of expansion, the vision of sharing the business. Because the more, the wider you are, the more you're driving your team versus dragging your team. The wider you are, the more inspired your team is to rise up and follow your lead. We aren't responsible for our team's results. However, we are responsible for the atmosphere that we create. What are you creating? How big are your conversations? Are you just sharing on social, which is good, but when you have conversations, are you sharing your bold vision boldly and often? Are you mentioning your company in passing, or are you sharing your heart? Are you just sharing the products, or are you intentionally reaching out to people and asking for a call to share their vision, to go over what's possible? Is your vision keeping you up at night? Are you letting people truly know how incredible your company and your opportunity is? Share, some of the stories that I want to share with. I remember when I started my business, you guys, I had no idea who was going to join me. Okay. And I remember like the person that brought me in, she walked out the door and I stood on my front porch and I was like, who's the first person that I am going to share this with? I was so excited. I did not have knowledge. I did not have skills, but I had a burning desire in my heart. And I remember I knocked on this one door and her name was Heather, and our boys, were in kindergarten together. And so I knew her through that, but I was like never in her house. I knocked on her door and I was like, Heather, how are you? I just started a business. I'm so excited. I'm like dying to share this with you. Now, some people will be like, are you like insane? I didn't think I was insane, but I was really, really excited. And all I know is she was like, I don't know what you're talking about, but you've inspired me enough that I want to know more. And long story short, I shared it with her. And the next day she joined me. I could remember, I called one of my neighbors because I was like, okay. Who else can I share this with? And I remember being at a jewelry party like a month before that. And the person that was selling the jewelry, she made her own stuff and she had her own business. And she was so like put together and amazing and professional. I called my friend. I'm like, I need that person's phone number. Like I need to share. I didn't even know the woman, but I was like, I want to serve her with this. I want to see if this is something she wants to do. And we ended up having like 3 or 4 conversations. Finally, her husband got on the phone with me. And then at the end, he was like, you need to join this woman. Like she's really going places. And like, my point is like, it took some courage. I was like, I need to share my heart. I'm so excited. I remember I just started my business. We just launched into our first international market. And I was like, okay, who do I know? Who do I know? Who do I know? Who do I know in Canada? Who do I know in Canada? And I was like, when I was in college, Grace used to work with me at Bed Bath & Beyond, and she married a Canadian. She moved to Canada. I was like, oh, I'm going to call her. You guys, I was like 48 hours at my business, and I called her every day. And I'm not saying do this. I'm just saying my point is when you've got fire, when you're excitement, like you just kind of lead with your heart. And I was like, Grace, it's Debbie. I have something I want to share with you. You're not even going to believe it. You need to call me back. And I hung up, and I would go about building my business and doing my things. And then the next day I'm like, oh, she didn't call me back. Let me call her back again. And then I was like, and then I hung up. Long story short, 28 days later. Now you guys might listen like, I would never do that. Okay. You don't have to do that. And I'm not telling you to go call somebody for 28 days. I'm sharing stories that when you have fire inside of your soul and you believe something so amazing, you just want to share. You don't even think you're bothering somebody because this was a friend of mine and I was speaking from my heart. So finally, after 28 days, she calls me back and she goes, I have 2 questions for you. Number 1, have you lost your mind? I'm like, yes. What's the second question? And she's like, what in the world is? And then she asked me and I was like, sit down. You need to hear this. And long story short, she ended up joining my business, but it does take that kind of guts. It takes that kind of boldness. And honestly, it took vulnerability because I didn't know what I was saying, but I knew that I was excited. I knew that my intentions were in the right place. And I knew that my heart was on fire. And some of these things is how you separate yourself from the rest. One of my visions when I started building my business was to build a team. I used to think I'm going to build a team so big and so incredible and so amazing that if somebody were to say, oh, what team are you on? And they'd be like, Debbie Neal's. They'd be like, oh, like they would feel pride because like we just had this level of excellence and people knew who we were. I wanted to be a pace setter. And I knew that took fire. I knew it took guts. I knew it took being bold. And I knew that I had to grow into that person. I didn't come in being that person. That's where the personal growth comes from. It takes seeing the bigness in your opportunity. And so I grew to the top of my company in November 2006. And I know that my results are far from typical and they're not even close to average. But you know what? Neither was my effort. Neither was my work ethic. Neither was my vision or my belief or my conviction. There wasn't a no-show, a person that thought I was crazy, somebody that quit that could change my mind. I was convicted. You ever be convicted about something? Like my feet were planted and I was convicted. My passion wasn't typical either. I was lighting the fire and paving the way. Named one of Oprah's favorite things in 2018, Cozy Earth's best-selling bamboo sheet set is temperature regulating and incredibly soft. Cozy Earth's bedding collection offers a variety of luxury pillows, sheets, blankets, and more. Cozy Earth's linen bedding collection adds a casual elegance to any space and captures the fabric's breezy, timeless appeal. They are so unbelievably soft, so unforgettably comfortable. CozyEarth.com products are made from responsibly sourced viscose from bamboo. Feels like heaven to the touch. At CozyEarth.com, you can explore their latest arrivals like new blankets, throws, expertly crafted from luxury fabrics like cashmere bamboo, ideal for year-round warmth and coziness, available in a range of earthly neutrals. I just got my set and I absolutely love them. So Cozy Earth provided an exclusive offer for my listeners today, up to 35% off site-wide when you use the code LEVEL UP. And so we finished up this big, qualification November. We went into December like a freight train. So we already hit that big goal, but I was like, you know what? We're going. And you know what we did in December? We grew. We were growth focused versus goal focused. So the goal was hit. But the first thing I learned was that there was so much beyond the top level. And the second thing I learned is we don't stop. We don't arrive. We hit a new level and then we level up, right? So when we hit that new level, we don't quite have the habits formed that it took to grow to that new level. We did it with will, right? We were willing to do this and we were willing to travel and we're willing to have the phone calls. We're willing to sell the dream. We're willing, to do whatever it takes to meet the goal. But now you need to develop the skills and the habits. I was willing to do whatever it took, but I now needed to grow into the person to have that discipline to do it over and over and over again. We do that by keeping the same habits, right, that we started in the process. When we go back to our original habits, newsflash, you're going to go back to your original level, right? So December was my 7th month in business. Again, not typical, but every month my focus was selling and expanding. Selling and expanding. And I inspired my team to do the same. We were doing lots of in person. And when you're in person, right, in addition to whatever you're doing now, you get into the hearts of others. Like I got to know people. What were their hopes? What were their dreams? We built networks. We met networks of networks, right? So if my friend was willing to get some friends together, I got to meet her friends. Like I was willing to drive hours for events. Every month from day one, like I remember gathering my team and casting the vision for the new month and casting like a vision of what was possible. And that's what really builds your community, like really create that community. You know, we're in such a special time of the year right now. Right? So if you're listening to this on release day, we have 2 weeks left in 2023. And I always want to separate you from your average self. This is not be average with Debbie Neal. It's level up with Debbie Neal. And this is the time of year that the good and the great get separated in any industry. Okay. And average will think like, I can't share now. It's the holidays. People are spending their money on other things. People are too busy to have a conversation with me. They don't want to start a business now. It's holiday season. I'll call in January. And my friends, I'm going to say this with love that comes back to belief. People are spending money right now. I'm so excited to share what I sell. I'm convicted to share it. I believe in my products that much. Plus, yes, I 1000% believe it's the best week to share the business opportunity with others. See, I view mine as a gift, a true gift. And this is the time of year to give and receive gifts, right? Sometimes we all get caught up with the outcome. So we think and we overthink and we prejudge and we convince ourselves it's not the right time. And I'm saying this with love. Stop making it about you. Stop. Let go of the fear of rejection. I want to ask you a question, okay? A hypothetical question. Let's just say you and your bestie played the lottery every week. You know all of his or her numbers, okay? So they pick the same numbers every week. Maybe it's their birthday, maybe it's their partner's birthday, maybe it's their kid's birthday, maybe it's their anniversary, whatever. But you know their numbers by heart. And let's just say you're watching now the lottery drawing. You're not with them. You have no idea where they are. The winning numbers come in and you see that it was all of their numbers. You're like, oh my gosh. Like Sue she just won $100 million. Would you call them? What would your level of excitement be? What would your level of belief be? If they didn't call you back, would you call them again? Of course you would. Why? Because you're beyond excited to share the information. Would you overthink why they didn't call you back? Would you create stories in your head? No, you wouldn't. Why? Because your belief was that they're going to be excited. Like your belief was rock solid. Now, in no way, shape, or form am I suggesting that starting a business is winning a lottery ticket, okay? But I am just comparing it to that's the way I try to like instill my level of belief. Debbie, you're serving somebody. You're serving something. You're sharing a big gift. Like get excited about it. Get excited about it. Success in anything is based on your efforts and your level of growth that you're committed to, right? So what I am suggesting is that the level of belief I have when I share what I do, I believe it's the best. I cannot wait to share it. Do you see your business as a gift? Maybe you're in another business. Do you see whatever service you provide as a gift? I was given a gift 17 and a half years ago. The reason I opened it is because of the way it was presented. If you love to give gifts, I love to give gifts. So if you like to give gifts like me, you agree it's all about the presentation, okay? We can both give the same exact gift. So let's say we order something from Amazon, and you guys know it comes most of the time in just that white floppy sleeve, okay? So you order something from Amazon, you could go and give it in the Amazon package, or you can open it, you could wrap it beautifully, you could put a gorgeous bow on it, you could put a name tag, right? You could put it in a gift bag. So you can make a $25 gift look like $200. Well, it's the same thing when you're sharing your gift. What's your level of presentation, passion, excitement, urgency? Like, or is it just like, hey, this is what I do. Let me just slide it across the table. Take a look at it when you have a chance. How is your presentation? What is your energy level when you gift it? Are you so excited for them to open it? When I give a gift, I'm so excited for people to open things. Like, I only buy things that I love. I'm like a kid on Christmas watching other people open it. The more you're excited, people are going to want to open your gift. The more passionate you are, the more they're going to want to open the gift. The more confident you are, the more they're going to want to open the gift. Give your gift away this holiday season. As much as I love the products that I represent, the business was a lifeline to me. I had a good life before. I created a great life with this vehicle. I'm grateful every day someone was brave enough to share the gift with me. I will spend my life sharing the gift. Share your gift. Share it with vision. Share it with passion. Share it with conviction. Share it boldly. Receiving it is one thing, right? Opening is another. So maybe somebody shared this business, this industry with you. Are you opening it? Or are you just holding it? Is it sitting away on a shelf? Are you like not doing anything with it because you're living in fear and what other people might think? Continuing to give it away is where the magic lives. This week may be Christmas. People may be busy. Give it away anyway. I believe 1,000% in my heart it's the most priceless gift on the planet. I said yes to a business, and yet I've embarked on a 17-year journey of personal growth and development. My passion is to build people, to build leaders, to inspire others to tap into their God-given potential. I love you, friends. Thank you for being here. Thank you for making my life amazing simply by being a part of it. Thank you for using your talents and passions to make the world a better place. And I'm wishing you the most amazing week. The next episode is actually going to be dropping on Christmas Day. And what we're going to be talking about is what you're spreading this holiday season. Have a fabulous holiday week. I love you all.